Welcome to another episode of In My Bag. I am the hostess with the mostest. Call me Maul. And we got my man. Go ahead, TJ.
TJ919 gang.
Hey, you already know who it is, man. Stu stay finessing, always repping. Y'all see Jalen Ramsey in the background, you know what I'm saying? This Ram Nation football season starting. Let's get to talking, man. You know what it is.
And since he said football, the season starts tonight.
Yes, sir.
So, with that football atmosphere being in the air, we're going football today. So, we're going to start with, and I'm going to do the picks. They're going to give me their picks, and I have my marquee game that I'm really looking for, and I want to get their opinions. Let's see what it sounds like. So now can I get in my bag?
Get in your bag, dog. Why not?
And starting early, getting in my bag. It's a good game. You got the Cowboys versus the Buccaneers tonight. I want to know who y'all got. I'm gonna start with you, Stu. Who you got?
Man, you already know, man. I got the red on right now, but that's a symbol. You know, Tampa Bay gonna take it. Tampa Bay gonna take it. Easy. I don't think it'll be close at all.
I'm going upset. I'm going Cowboys. I got a real good inside source that's telling me the Cowboys is going to shock the world tonight. I'm going Cowboys.
Even though this Dak Prescott first actual NFL game since what? Like 9 months?
24-34 Cowboys.
What? What?
That's bold. That's bold.
Cowboys.
Hey, 27-14 Cowboys. I mean, Buccaneers.
Cowboys. You said it right.
Okay. We got big fish to fry. Jets and Panthers on Sunday. Who you got for me, TJ?
Do I have to say it? Keep pounding Carolina Nation. Sam Darnold, breakout game, 3 touchdowns, no picks.
What about you, Stu?
I got to go with Carolina as well. I think their team is definitely set up better than the New York Jets right now. The Nets have done some key things I think that's going to really be able to grow if they can keep that core. I really like what they got with Zach Wilson and Corey Davis. You know, I even added them to my fantasy team, you know, just in case. You know, I'm going to keep them on there just to see what they do. But at this point in time, I think Carolina, their defense has been revamped. What's the young corner y'all just added, TJ?
Jaycee Horn. Shout out Jaycee
Horn.
Yeah, that dude looks serious. I went back and watched some highlights on him. He looked, man, that dude can ball. So I'm not gonna sleep on Carolina this year, especially when it comes to the Jets. I think Carolina take that one easy.
And then we have the Eagles and the Falcons. Let me know who you got, Stu, for that one.
Eagles. Doesn't have
Eagles.
to be said. Eagles.
Got it. What about? Didn't give me a chance to just Eagles. So, TJ, who do you have for Arizona versus Tennessee?
I got Arizona losing to Tennessee. The addition of Julio, that offense is too much for Arizona.
What about you, Stu?
Same thing, hands down. I like Arizona's defense, but that Tennessee offense is loaded. It's going to be too much. And you got to worry about Derrick Henry running down your neck. Tennessee.
Okay. Got a game that should be interesting for the rookie with Jacksonville versus the Titans. I mean, not Titans, but the Texans. Who do you have in that, Stu?
Hey, I'm rooting for the young boy. I'm going for the young boy. Hey, I really like Trevor Lawrence. You know what I'm saying? I like what he did in Clemson. But, you know, this is a good time. I think this is a good game for him to show himself and kind of display some things because, you know, the Texans aren't really a up-to-par team. They're going through a lot of rebuilding currently, you know. So I think this will be a good start for him and he get to find out what the NFL is like. But it won't be too extreme on him like somebody like the Buccaneers or something like that.
What about you, TJ?
I'm going the Texans without Deshaun Watson beating the Jaguars. I just think the
Really?
Jaguars suck.
You don't believe in Trevor Lawrence?
I'm surprised by that.
No.
I'm surprised by that.
They cut Tebow. They're doomed.
My next exciting game at 1:00. 49ers versus Detroit. Who you got, TJ?
49ers by a lot.
Ooh.
Even though Detroit is one of my sleeper teams this year. Not to make the playoffs, but they will do a lot better than projected.
What about you, Stu?
I got Jared Goff with the Detroit Lions. We never root for the 49ers. I don't care what you say. Jared Goff knows what it's like to play in our division and play against the 49ers. Now that he's in Detroit, he's already going to be playing with a chip on his shoulder because my team got rid of him and we went out and got Matthew Stafford. He about to come out and show Jimmy G what time it is. I got Detroit.
Okay. My next game, the Vikings versus the Bengals in Cincinnati. Who you got for me, Stu?
I got the Vikings, man. Like I said, I think the Vikings is a sleeper team this year. I do understand, a lot of people feel a certain way about their defense, but dude, their offense is loaded. Kirk Cousins. Could they have a better quarterback? Yes, but I don't think Kirk Cousins is a subpar quarterback. I still think he's definitely a starting quarterback in the NFL. He plays at that level still, at least. And with the offensive weapons that they got, I got them winning the division. Honestly, I think they're gonna be able to take that division over the Packers. But I think they can, man. I believe in them.
That's a lot of belief.
And,
That's a lot of belief.
They just got a key star defensive player back. I can't really remember his name. I think it's Daniel Hunter. He was a Pro Bowler for them, but he was hurt all last season. And we know the season prior to that, what the Vikings did in the playoffs. They was really making some noise. So, they're gonna have a healthier defense this year, and I think their offense is really blossomed. Like they loaded.
What about you, TJ?
I'm only going
to Cincinnati
because I like Jefferson in the gritty, and I got Dalvin Cook on my fantasy. So I'm hoping. Shout out Dalvin Cook. He went second overall. I was on auto pick, but I still like Dalvin Cook as a back. I'm gonna go Vikings, but they are not winning that division over Green Bay. No.
I found out some news just the other day that it is possible for Carson Wentz to play week 1 against Seattle. With that being said, does this change the outcome of that game between the Colts and Seattle and where you could go?
No.
Where are you going?
Seattle.
It doesn't change it?
No. Carson Wentz is a loser.
Russell Wilson. 2 words.
So you're a Russell Wilson fan?
I like Russell Wilson.
Now, if this was Andrew Luck coming back for the Colts, that might be a different story. Carson Wentz is a nobody. Has been.
All right. I don't know. It kind of changes things for me just a little bit because Carson Wentz has something to prove, man. He got to do something because when he was having that MVP run, but he didn't get the MVP, it was very entertaining to watch.
His backup won the Super Bowl.
Nick Foles.
Nick Foles will be in a coach uniform before the end of the season. Watch.
Why do you think Carson Wentz was so afraid when Indiana was thinking about signing Nick Foles?
That's why he coming back early.
Leave my man Carson alone. Let's get to this next game. You got the Packers versus the Saints in New Orleans.
Upset alert.
First game.
Upset alert. Upset alert.
Where you going?
I do not want to pick them, but I love Jameis as a quarterback. I'm going Saints over Packers week 1.
Oh my God.
In New Orleans. I'm saying, speaking from a Carolina fan that plays New Orleans 2 times a year, you go to New Orleans the very first week, it is live.
It
It's
is
a whole different feel, different atmosphere. But what you got, Stu?
Aaron Rodgers.
I thought the Packers was gonna lose the division to the Vikings.
I do think they're gonna lose the division. I said, well, let me rephrase the statement. The Packers are the best team in the division,
and they're gonna finish.
But I have the Vikings as my sleeper team for that division. I don't think that people are giving them enough credit for the way that they've been set up, the stuff that they've been able to achieve over the years, and they did have a hurt year last year, so I can't really call that. When we see Dallas have key players hurt, they always get their their proper disrespect. But when it comes to like the Vikings, people always like to just act as if they didn't exist. But the Vikings are a really good team. Even when they played the Saints that year in the playoffs, and after he made that catch happen. Yeah. Yes. Even during that time.
Diggs go to Buffalo.
He did go to Buffalo, but what I'm saying is this. It ain't like the Vikings was just completely out of that game.
Saints by 7. Taysom Hill will have 2 touchdowns, 1 rushing, 1 receiving.
I mean, with this game for me, I gotta see who's up and who had the ball in the second half. Because honestly, Aaron Rodgers can really weather whatever storm, but New Orleans game, like the very first game of the week, it's gonna be real. I don't know. I got to see who had the ball at the second half. But the next game that I kind of got excited about was the Browns versus Kansas City in Kansas City.
I'm going Kansas City. I think Kansas City got something to prove this year since they just got manhandled in Super Bowl. I think Kansas City – I think it's going to be a high-scoring game on both ends. I just don't think Cleveland will have enough gas in the fourth quarter to keep up at the end. I think Pat Mahomes will pull away in the fourth quarter. Chiefs, 2 touchdowns.
What about you, Stu?
That's interesting. I want to say the Chiefs too. I really do. But at the same time, just like you said earlier, TJ, everybody watched that Super Bowl game and everybody's seen how they stopped Pat Mahomes. And if anybody got the defense to do that, this Cleveland Brown team has the defense to do that. So, it's going to be real interesting to me. I wonder if they're going to take that same approach that was taken by the Buccaneers. But I think I think that Kansas City does have amazing options on offense. We already know Tyreek Hill. But don't forget about them Browns, who they got in the backcourt, and Kareem Hunt will be in the city. He might be playing with something. He might be playing with a chip on his shoulder. So,
but with Andy Reid coaching the Chiefs, I think they're gonna make a lot of adjustments. They upgraded the O-line. Oh, yeah. I think Andy Reid's gonna make enough adjustments to where what happened in the Super Bowl will get fixed and tweaked around. I'm not too worried.
We shall see. We shall see. The next game is the Broncos versus the New York Giants. Who you got for me, Stu?
Honestly, I feel like that's going to be a boring game. I don't even know if I'm going to watch that game. I'm going to give it to the Giants.
What about you, TJ?
I'm going Giants. I think the Giants got a really good defense. I think the Giants' defense is going to be top 10 this year in the NFL. On record, Giants top 10 defense in the NFL this year. I got the Giants.
Interesting. Next game, we got the Dolphins versus the Patriots. What do you?
I'm going Dolphins. Patriots.
Dolphins?
The Patriots cut Cam. They done.
I was like, wow, I didn't know why you was doing that.
I'm going Dolphins and Tua.
What about you, Stu?
Mac Jones and them Patriots.
I like the Patriots in this game too. If I can put my input into this game, I like the Patriots. Sunday night, you wait all day for a Sunday night game, all day, and this is I can't say marquee because I already have my marquee game for me, but this is a game that I'm definitely going to stay up to watch. The Bears versus the Rams, Sunday night.
You know what time it is. I know who you're going to ask, Ma. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to just go ahead and get right to it. You see Jalen Ramsey in the back. And while we on air, I want to get in my bag real quick. Can I get in my bag, host?
Go ahead and get in your bag, man.
I got something I need to get off my chest.
Hey, listen.
So, our first show, I got to hear a certain person criticize my Rams and talk about the Bears defense that he so much liked. And then when it came down to fantasy time, it came down to fantasy time, he had the opportunity to pick between the Rams defense or the Bears defense. And somebody chose the Rams defense.
I did.
There's a reason why you chose the Rams defense. Because deep down inside Maul's heart, he knows it's Ram Nation. We got the stars. This is where it at. Bring them to LA. Bring them to LA.
No. First off, it's not Rams Nation because I keep pounding. You know how that works. But I will say they've always had a real good defense. Shoot me for trying to win, Stu.
Shoot me for trying to win. No, I'm just saying, if you was really hyped on the Bears defense, you would have shown me something because they was both available. But you was hyping the Bears defense.
Number one.
I got the Bears. Andy Dalton.
What?
I like that. I like that.
I love the energy. What's the final score gonna be, fellas?
I didn't say y'all offense isn't that great. Matthew Stafford is not a great quarterback. He hasn't won anything in the playoffs. I'm going Bears 24-17.
So you're telling me Andy Dalton is you rely on him more than you'll rely on Matthew Stafford?
Yes.
Okay. What's Andy Dalton done?
If I'm not mistaken, Andy Dalton has a playoff win. Matthew Stafford doesn't.
That's what you basing it off of? He has a playoff win?
Matthew Stafford doesn't have any.
Matthew Stafford played for the Detroit Lions, the worst organization
Andy
in the
Dalton
NFL.
played for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Who's the worst organization? The Cincinnati Bengals or the Detroit Lions?
They're both terrible.
Detroit is the worst organization in the NFL.
Houston Texans is the worst organization in the NFL.
Currently.
As it stands, yeah. As it stands.
But that just happened. With the way that the Texans handled the whole Deshaun Watson thing, that was idiotic. But at the end of the day, I'm going to say this. There's a reason why he's ranked as a top 10 quarterback in this league.
24-17.
The past 2 seasons, he's thrown for 3,000 plus passing yards, even on that team, even with no wins. He's an amazing quarterback. He plays through injury. He has a lot of heart, and he has the weapons. He has the weapons that he didn't have in Detroit outside of one player that I don't want to mention, Megatron. We all get that he had him. But I'm talking about as far as multiple amounts of weapons, he has weapons on his team that he can throw to. And it's going to be real interesting to see what him and Sean McVay can do with that offense and the things that they can run.
Panthers 1-0. Your Rams starting 0-1.
You okay? Hey,
all right, fellas. That's another. Hey, fellas, that's another conversation for another day. We'll get into that. We got two more games. Right. Two more games. Monday night, you got the Baltimore Ravens against the Raiders in Las Vegas. Who you got for me, TJ?
Lamar. This is Lamar's. This has to be Lamar's year. It has to be. He's gotten all the opportunities. Now you have receivers now. You have to get it done this year, Lamar. I'm going Lamar. Big game, Monday night. Lamar, lights, camera, action. Action, Jackson.
What about you, Stu?
I agree, man. I'm going Baltimore. Lamar Jackson, like a couple years ago, well, last year, I would say, really where they started, where people were basically saying, hey, people have learned how to defend you. People have learned how to stop your running game. And I think in order for Baltimore to strive, he needs to figure out how to adjust his game properly in order to account to that. But I will say this. Lamar Jackson is a better passer than what a lot of people give him credit for. He's not a bad passer.
I agree.
I get that he could be better, and maybe he is a run-first type of quarterback, but he is not that bad of a passer. And I think that this year he's going to show that, and when he starts unleashing that arm a little bit, those running lanes going to start opening up for him.
Yeah, I agree. But I pulled this game from the 1:00 game that I was mentioning earlier to say that this is one of my marquee games that people really need to watch. They're probably not going to watch it, but they really need to watch this game. The Chargers against the Washington football team in Baltimore, or Washington, but they're in Baltimore, but in Washington. I really think this is going to be a interesting game, and see Justin Herbert really show up against that stout defense. What do y'all think? What teams y'all going with? Stu?
Just like I was saying earlier, we talked about this a little earlier. I think this is going to be a sleeper game because I know on a prior episode, TJ said he had the Washington football team chosen to win that division, to win their division as the sleepers for that division over Dallas, and the Eagles. And it was interesting because you chose the Chargers, to be the sleeper team to win their division. And you thought that they really looked good this year. So now we see them battling week one. I wasn't expecting that, but that was two sleepers that y'all brought up. So it's making it really interesting for me to watch this game. Honestly, I don't know if I can really give a choice because I really haven't watched either team. But y'all been telling me that they're sleepers, so I really want to tune into the game. But I don't want to make a choice yet. I just want to enjoy watching it.
I'm going to Washington football team. The Washington football team will win the NFC East, and they will crush the Chargers week one.
Who you got?
Crush?
Paul? Who you
Crush?
got?
Crush.
I got the Chargers
because of Herbert.
Yes, because Herbert was airing it out last year when they gave him the free reign to air it out, killing people. And I get that Washington has a good defense and it's just getting better and better. Like everybody sees that.
This is the same defense that went up against the Super Bowl champions
and
Buccaneers last year in the playoffs and gave them the best game of the playoffs. And that was with who at quarterback? Heineke. This year they're starting Fitzmagic. Fitzmagic is finna come and he's gonna light it up. Fitzmagic.
And I gotta give all shots out to Ron. I gotta give all shots out to Ron Rivera. He's a really great coach, man. Like that defense is
Coach Ron.
Yeah, that defense is killer. But I think Justin Herbert's gonna have more open reign now with Keenan Allen and that receiving core. But it's going to get messy.
Yeah, it's gonna get messy when Chase Young is breathing down your neck all night. It's gonna get messy.
It's gonna get messy. That's why it's a marquee game for me. Not too many people gonna watch it, but I'm gonna be paying attention to it.
Hey,
Kinda.
TJ, what's the most hype part about their defense?
Chase Young. Chase Young is
Chase Young. Hey,
Chase Young.
he's an energy.
He's the number one. He's what Jadeveon Clowney wish he was.
Oh,
Ooh. Okay, but that was the last game of the week, fellas. Any questions? Any more comments about this marvelous opening week?
Andy
Speak
Dalton,
now, forever hold your peace.
Andy Dalton and the Bears ball out.
What about you, Stu?
Jalen Ramsey and Donnie, you already know what time it is. Show these boys what it is, man.
We appreciate y'all for watching.
37
Like,
to 20.
share, do all that. Let us know what you think. This is In My Bag, and we out.
Y'all be safe, man.